Awesome. Thank you very much, John. Welcome and good morning to everyone. It's really a pleasure to have all of you here. I think our numbers are still climbing, but we're going to dive right in just so that we stay on schedule. Our first order of the day is actually just a simple welcome to all of you from all over the world, and in particular here in Canada, to this first ever LISA Canada workshop. And so I want to take this moment to introduce our welcome speaker, Jess McIver. Jess is an assistant professor at the University of British Columbia out on the west coast of Canada, a true expert in LIGO instrumentation and a LISA enthusiast. And so Jess, I'm going to hand the microphone to you. Welcome and take it away.
Thanks so much, Daryl. And yes, welcome to all. We're very glad that you could join us for this workshop. So we're going to take you on a tour of the workshop goals and how to navigate. And we have Shiva the Science Cat here to help us out. All right, so in terms of goals, so this is a bit of an unusual workshop. This is geared towards the participation of Canadian scientists in particular in this really exciting LISA science. So one of our major goals is to introduce attendees at an introductory level to the science that LISA will be able to do, and also the instrumentation, the consortium, and essentially the lay of the land. So you can expect the speakers to be coming at this, not necessarily expecting that you have a background in gravitational waves. So something that we aim to do is introduce each one of the working groups. So what these really key elements of the LISA consortium are doing, and how you might plug in or get involved. So something we also plan to offer as part of the workshop is an opportunity to interact with your fellow attendees, and particularly those who have leadership positions within the LISA consortium and ESA and other LISA leaders. We also will tomorrow highlight some of the relevant Canadian research that's going on relevant to LISA science. And we strongly encourage you at any time to ask questions, to start that discussion. And a really good place to do this is Slack. So I'll say this again a little bit later on, but you can find the link to join the LISA Slack workspace in your email. So that's where to look for that. Something else we wanted to mention is that one of the major takeaways we're hoping to have from this workshop is a summary report of key outcomes. So we're really looking for feedback from you. So please do have this in mind as you go through the workshop, what you find exciting, what you're really interested in getting involved with, and what kind of resources will be important to you to support that effort and getting started or continuing on with a LISA-related effort, particularly for Canadian researchers. So please also, to that end, keep an eye out for a survey. So probably sometime early next week, we'll circulate a survey to all of our workshop participants, asking you some related questions to help inform this summary report. And here's a quick overview of the schedule. So I've highlighted here that everywhere you see a break in blue. So this is not to scale here. So these are actually 5-minute long breaks. But let me give you a quick tour. So here we are at the welcome in orange. So we have 2 of our longer talks, which are going to be overviews of LISA science. So science we expect LISA to allow us to be able to do. And then also an overview of the LISA instrumentation and the detector. So after our break today, we're going to jump into a 30-minute, 25-minute panel about the potential promise for LISA science in Canada. So this is going to feature speakers from the LISA Consortium, ESA, and also some Canadian researchers who are doing related work. And then we're going to start introducing working groups. So you'll notice here on the schedule that there are overviews from each one of these different LISA working groups. So woven in between there, we also have this parallel session tomorrow, just before our break. This is highlights of Canadian research related to LISA. So be sure to check that out. And then on Thursday, we're going to close out with a discussion of the opportunities that may be available to Canadians to contribute to LISA hardware, a parallel discussion where you'll be able to interact with LISA leadership. So we do have representation we expect there from every working group. So all the working group chairs should be at that parallel discussion, or at least one chair per group on Thursday, as well as some LISA leaders in ESA. And with that, we are going to end on Thursday by summarizing those discussions and looking ahead towards the summary report. And here's a quick tour of Indico. So if you're like me and you're a bit new to Indico, so I wanted to give you a sense of how to find what you might be interested in. So you can find the main timetable here on the upper left. So it's very much worth noting, as David put in the Slack channel this morning, that these times are in Pacific time. So this is a Triumph-based Indico system. And if you'd like to learn more about what the session is going to cover, then you can click on it and get this more detailed overview that you see here on the right. So the speakers have provided us with a few sentences about what they're expecting to cover, so you can get an idea of what each one of these sessions will be about. Something else we wanted to mention that you can find on the workshop, so right there on the left menu is the code of conduct. So please do, everyone, take care to treat each other with respect. And please do give that a read over. So do navigate to the website and read over the code of conduct. If you notice anything, there are 2 contact names here from the organizing committee. So please do reach out to them if you notice any problems. And here's another note on engagement. So please do remain muted. So you might have noticed that you do have the option to unmute yourself. So this is to try to make discussions free-flowing and easy once we do get to question and answer sessions, but please do stay muted unless you're called upon by the session chair. If you would like to pose a question to a speaker, please type your question into the chat. So we won't be using raised hands. So please do type that question into chats. And we are on a very strict timetable. So it's likely that a lot of this good discussion is going to be diverted to the LISA Canada Slack channel. And again, you can find that link in the email that Juna circulated as a welcome to the workshop. If you have any trouble with that, please don't hesitate to reach out to one of the organizers. And so like John had said, so we do plan to record all of these talks. So these are going to be available to registered participants. We're not going to record the discussion sessions, just so you have that in the back of your mind. But we are going to upload the recorded talks to a private YouTube channel, and you can expect the information for that to come by email after the workshop. And a few words on who's here with us today. So we have about 300 registered participants. About 38% are faculty or research associates or staff scientists, but over 40% are students. So we do have a really wide variety of expertise here in terms of being close to LISA or different stage of careers. So if you are here for a broad overview of the kind of interesting LISA science that you might contribute to, then you are definitely in the right place. Something else I wanted to note is, as Daryl had said, so we really do have a huge international participation in this workshop, which is something of a very pleasant surprise. So we have about 35% of our registered participants from Canada. So this is a more Canada-focused workshop, but we really have people from all over the world, over 30 countries and 6 continents. So welcome again, everyone. So I wanted to close out this welcome by giving us a little bit of practice with interacting with each other. So here's a slide, and what I'd like you to do is to try to find your annotation tool. So you should see a toolbar down at the bottom of Zoom. One of them says annotate. If you click on that, then you should be able to add to this slide. You should be able to add stars or check marks or drawings if you like. So please give this a read, and let's get some practice here with annotating. So what are you looking forward to during the workshop? And if you are excited about something that's not listed here, you should also be able to type out whatever it is that's on your mind. Okay, great. It looks like this is working very well. And I see that there is already some good discussion happening in the Zoom chat. And please don't forget that we also have this Slack channel available to us, and that'll be more of a permanent record if you would like to take your chat there. Okay, well, thank you all. Welcome again. It's wonderful to have you all here. It's great to have this workshop underway. And I think I am going to leave Kelly a little bit of transition time here so we can get started on time with her overview. So thanks all, and I'm looking forward to discussing with you all during the course of the workshop.